Hello everybody and welcome back to the United Stand. This is your hot takes and we have some good ones.
Yep.
And you know what? Right behind us here at 11th Central, thank you very much for hosting us. We have Old Trafford.
Yeah,
that
man.
place might be turning back into a little bit of a fortress, Maud.
So beautiful, man. So beautiful. Best stadium in the world.
And as well, you know what? We actually finally beat Brighton at our home ground at the weekend and everyone's feeling the buzz, everyone's feeling the positivity.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had like quadruple shouts in from certain people in the hot
Crazy
takes.
shouts, yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes I've got to step back and say, we actually are out of the Carabao Cup, guys. You do got to remember that. But I've got the first hot take to bring in.
Go on.
And the first one is from Jordan from the Fans Forum. He has said that Ruben Amorim will sign a new contract before Casemiro does.
Ooh, that's a good hot take, you know. You know what? If we're judging on like who's in the good books right now, Amorim's probably in the good books. He's won 3 games in a row. We're not top 4 anymore, but we were in the top 4, in and around there. And Mainy's not really playing. So you look at it from that point of view, I could understand it. It's tough though. I mean, how long was Amorim's first contract? I don't know how many years it was. Was it?
It's 3 years, isn't it?
3 years, and he's into his second year now.
Yeah.
I can see Amorim getting a new contract at the end of the season.
Yeah, because if he does well, if he gets top 5 and he
Yeah.
gets into Champions League this season, I reckon he will get offered a new deal because you don't want your manager going into the last year of his contract without signing anything. It all gets a little bit tricky. So usually there'll be some sort of extension, some sort of new deal. And for me with Casemiro, as much as I want him to play, although news did just come out that apparently if him or Joshua Zirkzee try and leave in January, it's going to be blocked because of AFCON. So Mbeumo's going to be going, Mazraoui's going to be going, Ahmad's going to be going. So I think they're being told you're going to get a bit more game time then to prove yourself. But I think Casemiro at the end of the season, whether he goes in January or not, he's going to look at it and say, I love Man United, I'm a boy of Manchester United fan, I want nothing more than to play for this club. But Ruben Amorim, am I actually going to get valid playing time?
Yeah.
Now we're in Europe, am I actually going to get to play? Because if we are in Europe, that opens the door a little bit more. If Bruno goes, if Cassie goes, there's loads of ifs and buts. And if he is guaranteed that you are going to be in contention, you can never guarantee 100% minutes, guarantee you are in contention, I think he would put pen to paper. But if not, I think he'll go. So what you're asking me here is, will Ruben Amorim be successful this season? I think he will. And if that is the case, I think he will sign a new deal before Casemiro.
Okay, so the next hot take is about the left wing back position. Loads of conversations around this, but the hot take is that Tyrell Malacia is an upgrade on Dorgu.
Come on now, people. Like, I've banned myself from speaking about Dorgu for a while because people are getting on to me. I mean, I don't... With reason, I don't mind if people disagree with me, obviously, and I don't mind if people give me a bit of stick. That's part and parcel of the job. I'm always going to say what I think. But with Dorgu, I do... My dad sat me down and he said, he's a big Dorgu fan. He said, Beth, you've got to remember, this kid is 20 years old, he's trying his best, he's got physical attributes, you know, he's 20. Look at Kirkes, the money he came in for, Premier League proven, and he's not started very well. He said it's a tough position, and he thinks he actually has the capabilities to be at the level we need. He thinks he's got so many more levels to go up, and he thinks I'm being a bit harsh. And I go back.
To your dad then or not?
Well, no, because I actually think there's certain elements to his game where I'm like, that is just not good enough for Manchester United. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I feel like a broken record. I do think he has potential, and I am actually glad he's in the squad.
Yeah.
I just think it's like the Rasmus Højlund situation all over again. You are forced in to be the number one, the main guy in that position when you shouldn't be. Højlund should have been learning off the likes of a better striker and maybe more experienced striker, and Dorgu should be learning off the likes of a better and more experienced left wing back. You know, if Luke Shaw could actually stay fit in that position, that would be ideal, but I don't think so. But bringing Tyrell Malacia in, that is when I draw the line. Look, credit to him for working hard and getting himself back in this squad, but realistically, like, come on. Yeah. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, like, it's hard to even argue for him because I don't even know what he plays like right now. I don't know. I couldn't tell you his best game, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and defend him, but I think you are right in the sense of all 3 of them, including Dalot, into this conversation, they all have a lot to learn, and they all have a lot which I guess they could, they all have a lot that they could probably build on and progress on when it comes to that left wing back position, and we definitely do need a more, like I said, senior left wing back that can come in and actually just take that place.
Could you imagine? Remember when we were linked to Nuno Mendes and Amorim was pushing for it? I mean, he would be a dream.
I can't believe that even was a conversation and we didn't do it.
I look at it, right, and I look at it and I think, look at what Ahmad and Mbeumo have. I want that on the left.
Yeah.
Like, Ahmad is up here, and like Dorgu, Dalot, and Malacia like down here. Like there's just
down there. Yeah.
Dalot on the right is better than on the left, but he's just still Ahmad is the bar, and nobody's hitting that bar.
Yeah.
Nuno Mendes would have been a dream, but again, like PSG, best team in the world, like won the Champions League, and they hadn't won it then, but they were on course to. They were doing very well. It would have been difficult, but I mean, he could have been a really good signing. But I'll ask the audience watching, comment, and I'll ask you this: is Dorgu good enough right now? Yes or no? Answer.
Yes or no? Okay, I'm gonna say no, but I don't think he's like too bad though. Like I don't think it's a case of like, oh, we can't start him, we can't play Dorgu, he's gonna ruin the game. I don't think it's that. But if you ask me, is he good enough to take us to a Premier League or something? Then obviously not. But
some of the players aren't, but in the team, but. When he's starting, you're like, confident in him to play.
I think we can have a very good game with Dorgu starting. Okay, that's what I think.
Dalot, do you think he's good enough?
Same thing. I think.
And then Malacia.
No.
You're not confident in all three. So
I'm not confident in all three. Yeah, fair enough. All right, next hot take is on the midfielder situation, and the hot take is that they would rather keep Casemiro on a lower wage than Ugarte. If you had to pick one, Casemiro on a lower wage, or keep Ugarte. One of them's got to go, one of them's got to stay.
Probably keep Casemiro on a lower wage, and I'd find it wild that I'm saying that, and it might be super reactionary, but even if Casemiro goes, I think Ugarte's probably going to move on as well, isn't it? Like, he's not good enough to start. I'm looking at it.
We need depth, though. We can't just get rid of everyone, you know.
It's funny, actually.
A few players, like.
It's actually funny because I had this exact discussion with one of my friends last night. Everyone's getting a shout out today. You know, when United play, like, you do have these conversations, don't you?
Yeah.
And I said, I think Ugarte's on limited time. I think he's probably going to have to go. I said, to be fair, he did decent off the bench, and he's sort of come into that role where he's coming on into the second half, and he's brought on to kind of see out a game, and he's doing all right. But I said, for what we bought him for and for what I expected, he's not a starter. Amorim doesn't trust him to start. Yeah. And then my friend replied, not everyone can be a starter. You need squad players to go and compete for a Premier League. You know, everyone needs to know the roles, and you need a player like Ugarte for certain games. You know, for the games like at Anfield when you need someone to come on and go and intercept the play and break the play up. He's that guy that you look to, and he's good to have in the squad. And I think, you know what, he is decent to have in the squad, but for what we paid for him and for where we're going, is he good enough? I'm not sure. I think Casemiro was proved. If he could step into that Harry Maguire role, if he was to accept, and I'm talking, he's on 350 grand a week, which is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I'm talking around half that wage. If he can half his wage, right, and be that leader in the dressing room, steps in, you know, when needed, like Harry Maguire does, you know, 1 game a week max, 60 minutes, and can be that leader in the dressing room, but also, you know, play a good game for maybe 1 or 2 more years, yes, I would take it, because I think it's an example to many players in that dressing room, and you need some experience. Ugarte, I'm just not sure he's got that much of a future, but I want you to have your say on it.
I do agree, and like I said before, we do need that depth, and there's a lot of players in this team which everyone's saying they're not good enough, need to move on. Like Xerxes, people said about him, said it about, like I said, Ugarte, some of our defenders. A lot of people say about Luke Shaw. I know obviously a lot of people you disagree with that, but people say that about Luke Shaw as well. They say it about Dorgu. If we just get rid of everyone, we're not going to have a team. You know, and we can't go and spend 50 million on 10 places, on 10 positions. So we need to, in my opinion, when it comes to the transfer market, we need to focus on starters. Who can we bring into this team that can start every game? And whether that's a left wing back, a midfielder, whatever. But let's focus on starters, and the players who are subs, we can keep them and develop them and make them more rotational players. Ugarte don't have to start. Mainly don't have to start. Xerxes don't have to start. Whoever else is there, there's other players that don't have to start every single game. Dorgu doesn't have to start, but they can also be in the team and progress and learn, and eventually, hopefully, they can become players that we can trust to play.
Well, I suppose Manu and Ugarte are the younger players. Like, I think Ugarte is 24-ish off the top of my head. Yeah. Manu's 20, whereas you look at Casemiro and Bruno, they're both in their 30s. Yeah. So it's like, can they hand over the baton? Can they take that step up? Is that what they're doing this year, learning? And if Casemiro does go, if Bruno goes, because that's something that's still a question, then you are looking to the midfield like, well, we needed a midfielder anyway, then 2 more are going, you can't afford everyone to leave. I get that. Yeah,
so that's my opinion. And also as well, I look at someone like Ugarte, look at someone like Manu, look at like Xerxes and these players, they've all had very good spells at United. Like, there's a point where Ugarte was actually playing very well, and we were looking at him thinking, yo, you could start for us for a lot of games. So for me, because I've seen it, it can always come back. It's not like he's broke his leg or something. He can always get back to that form. So if we can get all of our subs to be at their best, then I don't see why they can't be part of the team.
The next hot take, Moz, and I'm ready to inject maybe a little bit of delusion, but also positivity into this hot takes video. And, we've got to go off the league table right now. So the next hot take is that United have more chance of winning the Premier League than Liverpool do this season.
You know what? I'm not even going to go against it. You said it. What's his name? Something.
BL MUFC 99.
Yeah, you know what? You're not speaking too crazy. And what I will say is, it won't be easy. I'm not going to say we are going to win the league because I still think Arsenal are the best team in the league. But if you're comparing us to Liverpool right now, we're in better form. I think our players are gelling a lot better. There's a lot of disputes at Liverpool right now. Some people are calling for Salah to not start. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of... Arne Slot doesn't seem like he's the same manager as he was last season. Their new signings don't seem to be taken off as quickly as they thought they would. So there's a lot going on, a lot of confusion going on at that club. Right now, United, we seem to be on the up and they seem to be on the down. So I think if you're to ask me right now, who could win the league first, I'm saying United.
Mods.
I'm being delusional. I'm being shameless. I'm outside at Old Trafford. I have to be. So
I messaged Ricky last night and I said, is it too early for me to say I want Arsenal to lose? Because my thinking before that was I want Arsenal to win because I don't want City or Liverpool to win the league. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if anyone's going to win it out of them lot, I'd probably say Arsenal. Although City, I'm not too fussed about. I just do not want Liverpool near a league title, to be fair to you. But I really don't like City very much either. I'm a Manchester girl, do you know what I mean?
Nah, same.
So, but I don't want Arsenal to win it. I don't want anyone to win it. I want United to win it. So is it too soon because of where we are in the league? Because if you actually look at it on paper, people would say City are title contenders. They're on the same points as us. People would say Liverpool are title contenders. They're actually below us now in the league. But then you also got to bring yourself back down to earth. Sunderland above us. Much as I love them, and fair play to them, they're doing very, very well.
Yeah.
They're not going to win the league. Like, let's be real.
No, I mean, it'd be a great story.
It'd be a great story, but they're not. I actually thought when they came to Old Trafford, I didn't think they looked very good, but they're going everywhere else and looking very good. So fair play to them. I think realistically, United's expectation this season, and I think our goal should be, and I'd be very, very happy with it, is top 5. Champions League football, I think, would be a brilliant season for Manchester United. In terms of what Manchester United should expect, of course you want to be going for league titles, but from where this team was in 15th, that'd be a great achievement from where we started the league. Part of me does look back though and think, if we had Larmans in from the first game of the season, if we actually had our ducks in a row from that first game of the season,
we had Larmans, we just didn't play him.
We actually could be up there. Arsenal, do not get me wrong, I think they are the strongest team in the league. Have you seen though, from open play goals, they're 17th?
Yeah.
And I think, are you going to be able to keep that up throughout a whole season and being top? If everyone else keeps messing up like they are, then maybe. But what it is with Arsenal is you win games by winning by scoring goals. You win titles by strong defences, and their defence is rock solid. It's like score if you can. It's really good. So, but the question is, the question isn't, are United more likely to win the league than Arsenal, because Arsenal are obviously ahead of us. The question is Liverpool, and I think I agree with a lot of your points there. I think the players that are capable of winning the league, I feel like their heads maybe not all in it, and you can see cracks in Liverpool right now, whereas United are coming strong together. So I'll be delusional. Go on then.
I will ask one question though, just being realistic now, take the delusional side out of it. At what point would you look at United and say, okay, we actually are in a title race? Like, and realistically, like, at what point in a season would you look at United and say, okay, we're not being delusional anymore, we might actually be in a title race?
Not until like March. If we were still in and around, like, if we were like 5 points off the top in March, then I would start taking it seriously. But I cannot be bantered for sitting here after winning 3 games in a row. I've not been able to win back-to-back games for so long.
Facts.
And look at these United fans getting carried away with it. And next thing you know, we go and lose against Forest, Spurs, all that. Because that can easily happen. This team's done it before. So don't get too carried away. With United, out top 5, brilliant. If we're in and around it in March, then wow, I will literally, like, I don't even know what I'll do. I'll be celebrating every day of the week. So let's see.
Okay, for the last hot take, and this is a real hot take, and I almost feel back to the Barcelona on top today. So the hot take is that Marcus Rashford is better than every single player we've got, and that's not a hot take. That's what it says on the thing, by the way.
Well, it is a hot take, and it's in my opinion not true. However, I do think Marcus Rashford in this side, this current Manchester United side, with the attitude that he's employing at Barcelona, would work. But 2 crucial issues there. the attitude he's employing at Barcelona, he did not have when he played for United. I've watched him at Barcelona. Unselfish, working hard. At United, oftentimes I thought was quite selfish in going forward and didn't put the work rate in that he's doing at Barcelona, especially in his later years. Sometimes he'd pull off a brilliant pass and you could see what he was capable of, but often not the right decisions, not working hard. So it's not the same Marcus Rashford. You could say he's doing that because at United he was playing a lot of the time with players that just were not good enough and not near the level. So it is kind of a little bit demotivating. However, I still don't think that's an excuse. So if you had that Marcus Rashford at United, I think he could definitely make an impact, but it's one of them where I feel like the time is gone now, and he's not better. I would still rather now, as well as he's doing it at Barcelona, people might say, you know, Barcelona are doing so well, and he's starting. As well as he's doing it at Barcelona, I'd still rather have Cunha and Mbeumo.
Yeah, for me, I'm not complaining about what we have. I don't see why we should even be looking to find another player to replace him. But all of our attacking players are doing exactly what we need them to do, and they're all actually progressing. They're all getting better game on game. So I'm not really looking at anybody else saying, "Oh, I'd rather have him. I'd rather have them." But what I will say about Marcus Rashford is, if let's just say, I mean, to be fair, he's a left winger anyway, so it doesn't really fit into the system as much. But I do think if the whole United situation never happened, a lot of people would look at him and say he would be a good player for United right now. I think that's the difference. But I think because the whole United thing did happen, and that, like I said, the last 2 years of his career, because they did happen, and we did see what kind of how it ended. That's why people are kind of turned off it. But yeah, I think it like I said, if none of that did happen, a lot of people look at Rashford and think, oh, I actually wish I'd have him at this club.
Yeah, I think if he was rotating with Sesko and rotating in that front line, he's a quality player, and he's proven that at Barcelona.
Yeah.
But that isn't the Marcus Rashford we had for the last
2 years. Yeah.